welcome back to Black Lion King's Beg Coins channel. Um, for all of you people that have been following me in crypto, and for all of you who stayed around with the Tesla and MicroStrategy videos that I have posted in the past. I've only posted one of each, but if you have been here, welcome back. What we're here to talk about today is Tesla. Join the Discord. We have a free stocks chat. I'm primarily a crypto guy, so if you're here for the U.S. stock market stocks, then you'll have an opportunity to jump into some free stocks. Stocks I take a lot more slowly and seriously than I do crypto. Crypto I take a lot more risk and chances on different frontiers, so to speak. Meme coins. How do you say it in stock terms? The big caps. Everything. I take more chances in everything in crypto, but stocks, I only have a few. There's only a few I'm focused on. So come join the Black Lion Kings Discord group. The link is in the description below, and then scroll all the way down on the left to the trading section, and you'll see stocks chat. Right now, we're looking at Tesla. Rivian's going to become the darling of the U.S. of the blue states, so to speak. And so they're going to have their chance to prove themselves over the next few years, especially with all their cars coming out, their new lineup of cars coming out that will appeal to many more different audiences in mid-2026. But we're here to talk about Tesla today. Tesla's been receiving a lot of flack because of Elon's involvement, probably I'm not conservative, I'm not liberal, I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican. I am all for a third-party, independent, third-party choice. Everybody likes more choices, so I have, my opinion isn't biased in that sense. I was a big Elon fan. I still am a fan of what he has been trying to do in advancing the world into. I'm very much into high-tech space, all of it. It's what my family's part of. Supposed to be an engineer. It didn't take that route, but the rest of my family still is, and we are still connected to space and NASA, SpaceX, all that stuff. So that is in my wheelhouse. But as far as what Elon's doing recently, I'll keep this part short. He should have never got political, period. He should have, like all the other billionaires, stayed undercover, did all his things undercover, and let it be speculation. So now he's lost a lot of his fan base who started out with him. A lot of Democrats were rocking with him, even though he wasn't even saying he was Democrat or Republican at this whole time. And now we're taking a look at his stocks, the Tesla stock, which a lot of people want to attribute the Tesla stock going down to his stance on the market. And let me tell you this, one thing I will tell you is I've always attributed him to being as smart with manipulating the stock market as Steve Jobs was, and probably a little bit better because he's so in tune with social media. Obviously, he owns his own social media network now, being at with Twitter. So he can manipulate his stock, and he's probably doing it right now, and he's using the general public in order to buy in this dip area down here, so he can increase his at the end of the day, long term, he's what is that, 12-figure billionaire. He's not worried about short-term money, but he is worried about accumulating more of his stock and having more control over his company, even while there's news that his board members might be going against him because of his stance in the public's eye. It's not helpful for Tesla. So the whole point of this is to show you it's not all about his political stance. It's all about the charts. It's all about the charts. I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible. We have there's a certain way I like to go into analyzing these charts, but with the new Tesla, with everybody that's here that is new. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. So what we have here, we like to use Fibonacci levels. If we go all the way from the top all the way to the bottom, we can say right there. Honestly, if we look at the overall chart, we can even go to 1 month chart where 1 month equals 1 candle. We can see that, hey, maybe Tesla does have a chance to come all the way down to $193, which would happen to be somewhat of a trend line touch here, somewhere within this golden pocket zone right here. We like to use the 618 and the 65% level to mark out the golden pocket. Now, if we're taking a look at, if we're pulling this all the way up from the new, what we call the new bottom to the new top, new bottom being what is that, $103 all the way up to $488. Then we blew past that that level, the golden pocket level, and we dipped into what looks like liquidity, and then we have bounced since then from 220, and now we're sitting at on the monthly chart. The month ends in 8 days, 9 days. Shows us currently at $267. So the next thing we want to look for is, where is that liquidity coming from? So what we're going to do is we're going to take the anchored anchored volume profile tool, and we're going to connect it to the bottom of this channel, or the very bottom of the very bottom. Well, actually, yeah. Let's go all the way down here. So we're gonna take the bottom of this level, and then it's gonna automatically snap to the very top price level. As you can see, a green box is coming in. These volume bars, blue is show buy orders, pink show sell orders, and then if you see any lower, the smaller it is, the lower the volume that's there, the more pronounced, the more that these volume bars are popping out, the more volume we have there. And we also have the white lines. This white line marks this entire history of Tesla's, or the stock or crypto you're looking at. It marks out its point of control, basically the median price of the entire structure, and we have a lot of volume sitting there at this level around $230. So we overall in this chart, we have dipped a little bit below that to dip into that area of volume. So that would have been, just buying here at $231 would have been a good trade, even though we did come down to $220. I understand that some people might be here to for bad news on Tesla. I'll give you, so as a trader, we trade both ways. So I'll give you the bullish. We're working on the bullish idea right now. And if you want Tesla to burn, if you want it to burn to the ground, then you have to position yourself in this world. Yeah, you can go rally. You can talk on social media how much you hate Elon and how he's ruined your life, your friend's life, whoever. You can do all that, but the best way to impact his bottom line is to be able to short from, say, this price level, which I gave in, let me bring it up. I gave this exact price level where the price was going to go for Bitcoin months ago, pretty much the exact level. Let's see if this was one of them. No, that's not it. As we were going up, we figured, oh, this is where the price was going to go, and I marked it out at the 1232. So stocks, U.S. stocks are very technical, so putting out the 1232 is a very easy. It became a very easy area to call the top, and that's exactly what we got. We got $488, $489 top, and I posted that in the chat while the price was at 400, looks like $36 at the time, or $450 at the time. And then you could have been like, oh, you have to be in good enough stance with your equity firm, with your brokerage firm, in order to short the market. So this is I'll show the opportunity on where and how to short the market. See if we can build up to that, if we can figure out where that opportunity can be. So going back to the long bullish, well, we'll just say long, we won't say bullish. For the long idea, we still need to figure out where the volume's sitting at. As you can see, this we have the volume area nodes going from $173 all the way up to $270, with the median being at $230. Buying from that level would have gotten you a nice little gain of current price, 15% so far. But the next thing we want to do is zoom in. See if I can zoom in on this level. Yeah, because we can bring this up. We're going to go to the next higher low. And so we're going to say from the very bottom level, $203, all the way up to $489. And again, that volume area node is pretty much the same. We have the volume area low sitting at $181. And again, look where we have confluence with the 78.6 Fibonacci level. So we're going to mark out, we have the circle there. It is a little bit lower than what I mentioned before, but we're looking for somewhere around between $183 and $186. And we're actually going to just mark out that we're going to, we just want to do that. Mark that out as an alert for if we hit that price. We're going to want to put a buy order in there for going lower, and then expecting somewhat of a bounce, because we also have a trend line that is sitting there as well. But we want to also keep in mind that we're at 11 minutes. We also keep in mind that we are above this level here is the point of control, which is the median price for this entire range, the entire green box range. And then we also have the value area high at $263, and current price on this candle, we hover over the candle, is $263 and 67 cents. Let's zoom in. It doesn't seem right. Actual current price, $247, right? So keep that in mind. We'll go back to the monthly. Okay, so on the monthly chart, it's showing that we are hovering above the value area high. So ultimately, worst case, we'd come back down into what looks like it's corresponding. So many words coming to my head. Corresponding, colluding. There's confluence with the golden pocket, and so we got that run through the golden pocket, and you could have safely bought. You could have started adding in at $250 and waited for a bounce if you're playing this very long term. Now we're going to zoom in again. We're going to just go down to the weekly, and we are going to move up. We'll move up to the next level just to see what's going on. Okay, so we move up to the next level, the next higher low, and we have the golden pocket showing. Another golden pocket confluence area right there with the 618, 61.8 Fibonacci, 400, almost $249 in the golden pocket. So this still shows that this would have been a good area to buy back in. We also hit, this is called the, I'm losing focus, not remembering things. This is called the developing PLC. As the price action goes along, this moves along with it. We happen to hit that level at $218, and we have bounced from there, right? And now the value area low is showing at 170 now for that average level, and the value area high at $328. So now again, we're going to zoom in one more time before we end this. Before we end this analysis, thanks for watching. But stay with me for another few minutes. Now we're going to zoom in again, and we're going to use, I guess we'll just use this level. Yeah, we'll just use this level here, and we're going to go to the daily. Okay, so we're already on the daily, and we pretty much already have that level. We already have that level marked out, top there, bottom there. We have a lot of volume sitting here. We're going to have to take this Fibonacci, bring it all the way up to that bottom level so we can zoom into it a little bit better, see a little bit better detail, more detail going on here. Let's remove this. Okay, so what we're seeing here on this level, we're actually we'll go back to, there's one more thing we need to look at in this little cluster of volume here. But as you can see here with the pink levels, we have a lot of sell volume at these levels. The only way we're going to go up is to have a short squeeze, and then we can start getting up into these levels and possibly up to, we're going to flip this around, right? We still want to get above, we're right above this little cluster here. We want to stay above this and continue to stair step up, and ultimately we want to hit $384 off the Fibonacci levels. But the first level we're going to have to hit is the value area low, which could be significant resistance area around $297. So even if we bounce from $247 where we're currently at, where we ended the week at, then we're going to want to get up to we're going to want to keep our eye on $298 before we can even think about coming up to this golden pocket area. And for one last, actually we're going to mark that out. We got to get there first before we can even think about the other areas. But we're going to get rid of this one, and we're going to do this specific zone here, right? And we're going to look at this volume, and if we ran this all the way across, this is the level we're currently at is the value area high of the last structure, which is where value area high and the point of control. We happen to dip into the previous area's point of control, previous area's high volume node, average volume node for this entire structure perfectly. So if you were playing this using this type of indicator the entire time, you would have probably had this as a hopeful area for a bounce, and you probably would have just settled for this $241 level as an area to start reaccumulating. Okay, so we got a nice bounce from there, and if we stay with this area here, we're gonna do it again, see if we get any different data. Yeah, we're right back to where we were before, $297 value area low. We want to get past that level. We want to get up to that level first, and what I like to do is I'll pull the Fibonacci, the top of Fibonacci, up to the next drop level, the very next level, and we start to get confluence with this zone here. So we're going to want to see to be bullish, we're going to want to get back up to $309. So I'll update the chat with all the data that I've just posted, or we just talked about here. But that's it for Tesla. Now we're gonna take a quick look at Rivian. Very quick look in the same manner, just a local look. Overall, we were talking about what Rivian could possibly do in the short term. We showed something like this, that we wanted to get into this box here, and we get into this little box here, and we also wanted to hit this trend line before experiencing a bounce. And let's take a look at what we ended up doing. Pretty much exactly what we expected to happen. We bounced almost to the bottom of that box. If you would have taken this range, you would have found the value area low, or taken this range with the volume profile, you would have found this value area low at $10.66. Now we've broken above the point of control median price action. Now our next level we want to keep an eye on is the value area high at $12.18. We want to see that happening sooner than later, considering Rivian wants to get as much momentum as it possibly can at this point in their life cycle, right? So we're sitting right above the value, the point of control around, which seems to be around $11.07. Next area we want to focus on is $12.19. Ultimately, we're gonna keep this short. Ultimately, we want to hit that 618, and then really we want to hit that 786. And what we like to do in our group is mark from the 618 Fibonacci to the 786, and we're just looking at that on the current structure. looking at the next structure, and we'll go over this in the next video later this week. Take the Fibonacci up there, and then we also want to take the volume profile to the highest point there, and that again, taking the previous area, this volume we want to look at, we're looking at bouncing off of this volume, this value area low at $11. Our next target will be $12.97 or so. Okay, and again, we want to hit this. It seems like there was a major trend line there that we want to hit as well. So it looks good for Rivian. We could continue to dribble sideways before we pop up anymore. But I think somewhere around June or so, we should see some after the May sell in May go away, then we should see some good price action, along the way back up to this $13 trend line. And then we'll continue to take a look at these two American favorites for EVs over the course of the next several months. We'll do one update a week, and we'll talk about it constantly within the Discord chat. So we're gonna leave it right there, and we will talk more about it in the chat, as I said before. If you have any questions, concerns, or you think this stock is going to go somewhere else, you have an opinion on what Tesla is going to do, or Rivian's going to do, like I said before, I think Rivian's going to overtake, or as I was insinuating, I think Rivian's going to overtake Tesla as the darling in California. 2026 is going to be all about Rivian. That's my opinion, because Elon's losing the public's trust right now. But yeah, let me know what you think about that, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.